I've only shared it to someone else. When you're not feeling well, everything is not okay. Please join with the UMT student email. Please inform your friends in case. I don't know who is that trying to join with outside email. Cannot. Okay, so the second one is a built-in data type. So built-in data type, it's something like, if you can see under here, we have this Z, which is representing the integers, the positive and negative whole numbers. Then we have this N, which is stand for the natural number, which is 0 upwards. And then we also have N1, which is the same natural number, but it is 1 upward. Other than that, we also have this rational number, we have these real numbers, and also we have this. Okay, so all this is considered built-in data type. So built-in data type means where it is already declared or it is already built in for us, and we are just going to reuse them back. So it means we are actually declaring a variable as an integer, as a natural number, as a rational number. So we are using the built-in data type back. Okay, so this will be the second one. And the third one is called as a free data type. Okay, so free data type, it's something like just now we said basic data type, built-in data type, they are referring to one. Okay, it means like one data. But when we say free data type, it's something like we have a list of values or list of elements which we can choose. So for example, let's assume we want to use type of user. Okay, type of user. So we can have a choice more than one type of user. Maybe we have customer, then we have maybe member, we have admin, we have manager. So we have list of element or choices of element or choices of values here, which we can use for our operation later. Okay, so this will be the three different data type which we will use in our Z language schema, which is basic data type, built-in data type, and then free data type. Got it? Clear, everyone? Can? Okay. So let's move to the next question. Discuss three types of decoration used together with identifiers in Z. So it means like in programming language, you need to declare identifier or you need to declare variables, right? So the same thing goes here, even though it is not using the programming language syntax, but we still have to use this variable or identifiers. And we need to use certain decoration symbols to indicate what type of identifier is this. Okay, so we have three, where the first one for input. Okay, so when we set input, our identifier will be follow with this symbol. Okay, so this symbol will indicate that it is an input. Okay, so for example, I have name. Okay, name is my identifier here. So when we use a question mark at the back, this is indicate it is an input. Okay, then the second one, we have output. Okay, so the same thing, we have a special symbol for that. And when we are declaring it in this way, this is indicate that it is an output. Okay, then the third one, we use this prime symbol. Okay, this prime symbol, if you see in your Z editor, we have here. Okay, so this will indicate the value after the operation happened. So for example, we use this way. Okay, so this is actually indicating what happened to the identifier after the operation happened. So it means when I say that I want to do a create function, okay, so it means I want to create a new name for this particular operation. So when we use this identifier follow with this prime, it's actually to show what happened to the value after the operation. So if I set a create, it means the name which has been created must be added to the database, for example. Okay, and if I said the operation is doing the removing operation, then it's supposed to remove it. So later we will use our mathematical way using the sets like all this union, set difference, override, all this to show what happened to the value after the operation take place. And sometimes some of the operation, for example, like view operation or display operation or generate operation, all these operation, they will not cause any changes happen to the value because there is nothing change to the data. It means there is just viewing purpose. They are just to display purpose. They just generate and display up. So there is no changes happen to the data. So by using this prime symbol, we will actually indicate what happened to the value after certain operation happened. Okay, so this will be the three main types of declaration which we need to use with our identifier when we are writing our Z schema. Okay, so just remember the symbol. So identifier follow with the symbol, it carry a meaning. So this is input, this is output, and this is the prime, which is showing the value after the operation happen. Either there will be a changes happen or there will be no changes happen. Okay, got it? So later when we start to write the schema from our tutorial 3 and above, then we will be starting to use all this. Huh? Okay, so the next thing is about the naming convention. Okay, so as how in programming language, we have some rules to follow when we are doing the naming convention. So the same thing goes when it comes to Z language schema. So it means when we want to give a name for the set, okay, when we want to give a name for the variable and also the name for the schema. Okay, I have been keep on saying schema, schema. So when we are going to prepare the schema, so we will also need to follow certain naming convention. Okay, so I know that you didn't how to say have you started to discuss all this? Have you started to discuss the naming convention for the set, for the variable schema in yesterday's lecture? Have you started all this? Did Miss Azu go through this? How to do the naming for the set, for the variables? Okay, yeah, great. Okay, so there should be some rules to follow. Am I right? How a naming convention for each of them should be. So when we want to name set, what are the rules we need to follow? How the set name suppose should be? let's identify what are the rules first. When we want to name a set, set is the basic type just now, right? Okay, so when we want to give a name for the set, what should be the naming convention we need to follow? Set name, how suppose should be? Singular word. Okay, then the set must be declared as a singular word. Okay, sorry, I missed out that. All must be in a capital letters. Okay, then no digit, uh, no underscore. Anything else? It means no symbol also, right? Like a hyphen or anything, right? Okay, no symbol. Okay, anything else? Singular word, capital letters, no digit, no underscore, no symbol. Okay, so let's go through each of them, okay, to know that if the naming convention given here, they are correct or not. So if they are correct, it means they follow that. If they are not correct, they are incorrect, then we need to know what is the reason. So the first one, is it correct or incorrect? Book title, correct or incorrect? Did they follow all the rules we have listed up there? Are they correct? Sorry, is the name correct? Book title? Yes, they are correct. If you see this word, this book title, the set name here is a singular word. All is capital letters, no digit, no underscore, no any other symbol. So this is correct. Okay, let's see the second one. Correct, incorrect? Yeah, I think we missed one. Can we have space? Can we have space? The second one is incorrect because space is not allowed, correct? Must be no space, huh? Okay. Then the next one, correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect? Book title. Is it following the rules? No, right? So if you see what is the issue here, why it is incorrect? First letter must be lowercase. Are you sure? I thought we already said that the set name all must be capital letter. First letter must be lowercase is actually for variable, not for set. Set, all the name, I mean the entire name must be in capital letter. Got it? So that rule's first letter must be lowercase is actually for the variable. That is not for the set. So here C is incorrect because this entire name, set name, must be in capital letters. Can understand? The next one, correct, incorrect, D. Incorrect. Can I know why? What is the reason? No underscore. So it means no underscore is not allowed, right? Okay. It's not allowed, huh? Okay. The next one, correct, incorrect. Book titles. Incorrect. Okay. Is it like asking me back? Is it incorrect? Yeah, it is incorrect, but I need to know the reason why it is incorrect. Book titles. It is incorrect, but why it is incorrect? Yes, okay, so it must be a singular word, not plural. Okay, cannot be plural because of this. Okay, then the last one, is the given set name correct or incorrect? Incorrect. Yes, what is the reason for it incorrect? Digit. Okay, so suppose digit is not allowed to be as a set name. Okay, so this will be the evaluation for the given set names. So just make sure when we are declaring a set, the set name must be singular word, all must be in capital letters, no digit, no underscore, no any other symbol, and also no space. So when you are doing your data abstraction later, when we are listing down all the basic type, it means all the set, you must follow this naming convention. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Evaluate the variable names below. So for us to do the naming convention for the variable, same thing, there is certain rules which we need to follow. So just now we already got one where the first letter must start with capital or lowercase. For variable name, the first letter must be lowercase. Okay, other than that, what other rules for variable name? Means for naming the variable. Not set, variable. The first letter must be lowercase, then cannot start with the digit. Okay, then, but can we have digit? Can have digit, right? But cannot start with digit. Okay, then how about spacing? Can we have spacing? Okay, no spacing, but how we can replace the spacing? How we can replace this? Okay, can use underscore, or other than that, we can combine, am I right? we can combine the word, but just need to make sure that the second combined word must be start with capital. Okay, the combined word, because we want to clearly see it's a combination. For example, we want to see this of and also the person start with capital because it's combining three different words here. Okay, so this should be the rules which we need to follow. First letter must be lowercase, cannot start with digit, no space, can use underscore or can be combined, but each of the combined word must be start in a capital. Okay, so let's see the first one. Correct, incorrect. Number of persons. Correct or incorrect? Do we need to check either it's a singular or plural, or is it part of the rules for variable? No, I actually no need to check. Okay, so the first one is actually correct. So it fulfilled the given rules. Okay, the second one, number of persons. Correct, incorrect. It didn't fulfill the first rules, am I right? Because it must start with lowercase. So it is incorrect. Huh? So must start with lowercase. Okay. Then the third one, number of persons. Correct. Is it correct or incorrect? Incorrect. Why? The reason, space. Okay. So space is not allowed. Okay. Then the next one, correct, incorrect. Number of persons. Yes, it's correct. Okay, because there is no space and it has been combined with underscore. Okay, then the next one, number 2. Correct, incorrect? Correct. Okay, because we say that digit is allowed. Okay, then the next one, correct, incorrect? Okay, incorrect because cannot start with digit. Okay, then the last one, correct, incorrect? Incorrect. Why? Because of the same reason. Must start with the, yes, correct, with the lowercase. Okay, so this should be the naming convention for variable. So it means when we are going to have our variable to use in our schema, we need to follow this. Okay, the first letter must be lowercase, cannot start with digit, no space, can use underscore to combine when it comes to two words. And we can combine by using the underscore, or we can combine with the word itself, but make sure the combined word in capital. Okay. Then the third one is, the next one is the schema. So whenever we are going to create a schema, this schema will always come with the name on the top. Okay, so that is the schema name. So to write the schema name also, we have certain rules to follow. Okay, so what will be the rules for schema? when we are writing the schema name. You know, something like when we insert here, right? You have this one. This is what we call the schema. Okay, so the name which we are going to give here. So if you see the first one, it must start with capital letter. Okay, so let me put the rules first. So must start with capital. Then, other than that, can we have name? Sorry, can we have name? Can we have space? Okay, no symbol, no digit, no space. Okay, correct, huh? So no symbol, no digit, and no space. Sorry. Okay. So that should be the rules for the schema name. So let's see if the following given names, they are correct or not. Okay, the first one, add numbers, correct? Add numbers is incorrect, and the reason should be because it didn't fulfill to start with capital, and also symbol is not allowed. Sorry, space is not allowed, correct? So must start with capital and space is not allowed. Okay, then the next one, correct, incorrect. Add numbers. Actually the same reason, am I right? The must start with capital. Okay, then the next one, add numbers. Where the changes happen here. It's already started with capital, but the space, yeah. Okay, so space is not allowed. Okay, the next one, add numbers, correct, incorrect. Yeah, okay, this is correct one, huh? Okay, the next one, add underscore numbers. Suppose incorrect. The reason is symbol. Okay, underscore is not allowed. Okay, then the next one, add numbers 5. Incorrect because digit is not allowed. Okay, then the last one, correct, incorrect. Yeah, what is the reason? Yes, okay. Combined word must start with capital. Sorry, I didn't include that. So another one more. Okay, so that should be the naming convention for the schema, for the variable, and also for the set. Okay, let's move to the next one. We are looking at defining a video rental system. A video has a title and a subject. So it means we have two different data to deal with. Okay, one is the title, one is the subject, which it is classified. We do not need to know anything about the internal details of title and subject. So it means when we are working on our formal specification, we stop at the declaration of these variables or this data. Title, subject is enough. We don't need to know what is the example of title or what is the title which has been recorded inside. We don't need to we don't need to know like ABC inside there. We don't need to know the content. Okay, so that's what it means. We do not need to know anything about the internal details. What is inside there, we don't need to bother about. Okay, internal details of titles and subject. So here the question said, introduce titles and subjects as given sets or basic type. So it means we want to declare them as a basic type or we want to introduce them. Okay, so now with the naming convention we have discussed for the set, we are going to introduce or we are going to declare it. Okay, so when we are declaring a set, we always use this bracket. Okay, so the naming convention for a set just now. Okay, let's recall back for the set just now. It must be a singular word, must be all in capital, no digit, no underscore, no symbol, no space. Okay, so here I'm just going to use back the title. Okay, so this is how we will be writing for the set. So the second one, I put subject. Okay, it must be a singular word. So every time when we are writing the set or we are declaring the set, we must follow it with the description that the set of all possible titles of video. Okay, because later for your assignment you might be having like 20-30 set, okay, to handle different data. So next to each of the set you need to put this description. It will be easy for you, it will be easy for your team members to know which set they might need to use for their operation and also for me to do the marking later. Okay, so it's always need to write in it this way. Okay, if you want to combine them also can. If you see some example where they will actually combine something like this, okay, and they will combine it, they will combine it together with the second set. So it means we write to both of them inside one bracket. Okay, but the thing is later you still need to write the description one by one to indicate that title like this. So if you ask me, I always prefer the first one. So you still need to write them one by one like this. So we always go with this way. It will be much more clear for you to see and also for your work later. Okay, so that should be the introducing of the basic type. Okay, all okay? Can? Okay. So the next one is question 7. A hotel room system reserves a room for guests from an arrival date to a departure date, given the types below. So this is the basic type given. So something like what we did just now. So they have introduced four different set or four different basic type here, which is hotel, the set of all hotels, reservation, the set of all reservation, the room, the set of all rooms in the hotel, the guest, the set of all guests. So here it's something like a hotel system where we have the hotel, the reservation of the room which made by the guest. Okay, so now the question say declare variables to represent. So here they have given us four different situations and we need to declare a variable to represent this basic type. So it means this variable is using or it's representing the set. Okay, so we use back what we have been given here. So hotel here referring to this hotel, this hotel, and then set of room, it means referring to the room basic type, reservation refer to the reservation basic type, and then guest is referring to this. Okay, so when we do operation, when we are writing the operation schema, we will not directly use the set, but we will use the variable which is presenting the set. So it's something like programming language. We will have a variable to work for a certain functionalities or operation where it's going to be declare first and then it's going to be used to hold or to do certain things. Okay, so the same thing goes here. So here what we want to do is we are going to do the declaration line. So the first one is saying that it's a single set. Okay, when they said single, so it means it's referring to the single set. This variable is representing a single set. So let me use the same name given here. So my set name and my variable name will be the same, but I still follow the naming convention to differentiate them. So it means this is my variable. Okay, make sure always correct this because Microsoft Word will be autocorrect on the first one. And based on the naming convention, variable must start with the lowercase. Okay, then we will use this. Okay, and followed by the set. So this is how we declare a variable to represent a single set. Okay, so this is the variable, this is the set. Okay, you want to give any name can, but here I just use the same name. Okay, then the second one, a finite set of room. A finite set of room means it has a fixed number of set. Okay, so it can be 100, it can be 50, so it's depend, but it has a fixed number, a finite set. So if you say in your Z editor, under the set here, we have some symbols which can be used to represent what type of set. Like for a single set, we don't need to use anything, okay? But when it comes to, finite set, can you see we have this F here, finite set of. So we will use that and follow with the basic type. Okay, this is the variable of room representing finite set of rooms. Okay, then the next one is a single reservation. So single reservation is something similar like this. So we directly declare them without any symbol need to be added. Okay, then the next one is the set of guests. So set of means it can be one, it can be multiple, but we don't have any fixed number. Like finite just now we have a fixed number, but this one we don't have. So we will use, sorry. this symbol. Can you see we have this P, which is power set. Okay. So if you see here, this P, it can be using 0. So this one is actually 1, at least 1. Okay, this one can be 0. So normally there is possibilities for 0 guest to be 1 guest or multiple guest. So we will use the power set. Okay, so this is how we declare a variable to represent the set. So it means this variable is holding the value for the set for our operation. So this is presenting the single set. This is a set of or multiple, or it can be a power set. This one is a finite set. Got it? So this symbol is under the set here. So most of the time it will be single, okay, and sometimes we might need to use the power set. Finite is only if your operation is dealing with a fixed number. It means something is fixed. You cannot say it's a power set. Then we will use the F. If no means most of the time it will be single for one and it will be power set. Okay, so that one will be later when we do the schema for your individual module. When we start to prepare our state space schema, then we will start to work with all this. Okay, got it? Clear? Can I? Okay, so the last question here is given duck. So this is actually a basic type or a set, which is the set of all ducks in the lake. So it's something like this one to introduce the set. So we have the set of duck and it is representing set of all ducks in the lake. Explain the difference. Okay, explain the difference between this and this. Okay, so we have two different declaration of a variable happen. Okay, one is the X variable, one is the Y variable. Okay, so if you see here, this one and this one is what we discussed just now. There is a difference happen here, like what I have mentioned on the top here. So what is the difference between this one and this one? The first declaration and the second declaration. What is the difference? Based on our question 7 just now. X is representing what? Y is representing what? We try to use back this about the ducks in the lake. X is representing Y is representing because it's asking you to, yeah, it's asking you to explain, right? So you need to put back that X is a single duck in the lake. Okay, because it is representing the single set, this basic type. Okay, and how about the Y? Y is a, when we said we are using this symbol, it represent the power set or the set of. Okay, you can use it in any ways. Set of, or we can say also power set. Okay, so Y here is a set of all possible ducks in the lake. So it means it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be multiple. So we just leave it as a set of. So when we use a single one, it's always representing the single. And if we use this symbol, power set symbol, is actually represent the set of possible. So it can be dealing with multiple. Okay, so that's it for the tutorial 2. Any question? Everyone okay? Completed your chapter 1, chapter 2, the formal method lecture? Already started the chapter 2. Okay. So it means already started with the Z language, right? Okay. Okay. So I think our tutorial 3 will be more going into the Z language, like how we are going to use the Z language to write the schema. Normally, we will start like line by line, and then we will go with the complete schema. Okay, so that's it for our tutorial 2.